Hey, wonderful students, it's Dr. Conklin. We are going to take a little bit of time to pause and review this week. We looked at our quizzes that we took and also thought about what we covered during our snow day last week. And we just wanted to take a time to go over this because we have a unit test coming up really soon. So before we start our real review, I just want to have you guys turn to page 22, and we're just going to do a few questions, and I want to highlight some things we saw on the quiz that maybe didn't go so well. So we're on page 22. The directions are write the equation of a line. And just heads up, I sort of picked a whole bunch of questions between 22 to 25, so just sort of stay with me. So on number 7, we have an x and a y. So we're going to make our little table here, y, m, x, b. Okay, and we're going to fill in what we know. We know that y is 4, m is 2, and x is 3. We want to find b. So I'm going to substitute into y equals mx plus b. All right, instead of putting in y, we can put in 4. Instead of putting in m, we can put in 2. And instead of x, we can put in 3. Now, a few things we noticed on the quiz. Make sure you're multiplying the 2 times the 3 first before you start moving things over. And then this is an equation. We have our equal sign here, right? So we have to get b by itself. So I'm going to take away 6 from both sides, and b equals -2. Now, actually, the most common mistake that we saw in the quiz was people did all this great work. They had m, they had b, and they forgot to do what? We're not going to do number 12. So y equals, what am I going to put in for m now? My -2, or my +2, sorry. And my b is, now you could do plus -2, or this would also be full credit. Okay, so again, just a reminder, with this kind of question, you can go to your graphing calculator, so let's do that. I'm going to go to y equals, clear out what I have in y1. I'm going to do 2x minus 2. To find the table of values, I'm going to hit second graph. And then I want to see what value did they give us. They gave us 3, 4. And let's make sure, is 3, 4 on this table? It absolutely is. Okay, so that's one kind of question we had on the quiz. Now, the other kind of question, which was not on the quiz, but is going to be on our test, is questions like number 9. Again, we're still on page 22, and we're only going to just do one of these for review, so you can cross this off so you have a little more space. Steps to solving here. This is putting 2 skills together. We don't know what m is, and we don't know what b is. So we're going to have to do 2 things. First step, we're going to find the slope. And we're going to use our friend the slope formula, which we will give you for our tests, my friends. Okay, so I'm going to label these points. This is where we actually saw the most mistakes. Point 1, point 2, x1, y1, x2, y2. So if you guys notice here, I'm labeling my points as I go. So when I substitute in, I'm taking my time. Oh, let me just grab another color. So 13 is y2, so I'm going to put 13 in first, minus y1 is 5, over, use a different color, x2 is 5, minus my x1 is 1. And again, just use your calculator, my loves. Make sure that you're doing this out. 8 is in the numerator, 4 is in the denominator, so our slope is 2. So that's our first thing, and I would take a second and just write a note to yourself. M equals 2. We're definitely going to need that. Now our second is we're going to find the b, which we just reviewed how to do. So you can imagine this is a little bit of a more difficult skill because we have more steps, right? So let me just go back to the original question. We know that m is, find slope. We know that m is now 2. Which point should I pick? It actually doesn't matter for our x and our y. As long as you pick one of those points and you're consistent, meaning if I pick 1 for x, I got to go with 1 for y. So let's plug in here, my friends. For x, I'm going to put in 1. For y, I'm going to put in 5. And for slope, I'm going to put in 2. I want to find b. So y equals mx plus b. Instead of putting in y, we're going to put in 5. For m, I'm putting in 2. For x, I'm putting in 1 plus b. Again, Let's simplify here. So 5 equals 2 plus b. I'm going to take away 2 from both sides. So b equals 3. Great, I'm all done. I did all the work I need to do. I have m and b. Let me put b up here so I don't lose it. No, you are not done, my loves. Once you have m and b, now we need to plug in. So let's plug in our equation, y equals. Okay, now these are pretty easy to check too. M is 2, oops. B is 3. So let's go to our graphic calculator. I'm going to go to y equals, and clear that out, 2x plus 3. Right, so I went to y equals, I punched in 2x plus 3. Again, feel free to pause our video, guys. That's why we put in the video. I'm going to hit second graph. Now let's see, are those 2 points they gave us in our table? So we want to see if 1, 5 and 5, 13 are. So 1, 5, oh, I was getting nervous. Yay, 1, 5 is. And then 5, 13 also. So we know we did a good job. So smart, my loves. Okay, so now the other thing we wanted to review before we wrap up for today is some application word problems. So again, we're going to have you flip. We're going to just sort of skip through. If you could go to page 23, we're going to look at a construction company problem. And then if you see part A, guys, there's a little note that says write the point, what does it say? Write the point slope form. We're actually not covering that. So you can just cross that off and just have the directions say write the equation. Let's read through our problem, though. You should be underlining and highlighting as we go. A construction company charges $15 per, so important that per hour for debris removal, plus a one-time fee for use of the trash dumpster. The total fee for 9 hours of service is $195. Okay? So write the equation to find the total fee y for any number of hours x. So this question we sort of have to work backwards here. All right? And we're not going to give you one like this. You know what, guys, actually I'm going to do? Hold on a second. I have my answer key here. 15 times 9 is 4. That's 135. So what we can do is work backwards from this 195. I'm just going to draw a little bubble. We're not going to ask you to do this working backwards. But I have 195, so let me just see. We're working 9 hours, and it's 15 per hour. So if I do 15 times 9, that's 135, just to show you my work. And then we know it costs $195. So I'm going to do 195 minus 135 is 60. Okay, so let's say that this was actually in the question, because I think this is a better wink wink. This might be more like what you see on the test, my loves. The fee is $60. So let's write our equation of the line. Y equals mx plus b. The one-time fee is always going to be our b value. So no matter what, you have to pay $6 to go, or $60 to rent this. How much do you have to pay though? Per hour. So remember, when you see that word per, that's what we're going to smush the x next to. So this is 15x plus 60. Okay, so in part B, we already wrote the equation in slope-intercept form, so we're done with that. And then how much do we need to pay for the trash dumpster? Well, it's just $60 for the fee. Okay, and just to give you guys a clue of what maybe you might see, let's add in a question here. How much would 12 hours cost? Okay, so what can we do here? Well, we can use our equation we just did. Y equals 15x plus 60. But instead of putting in 15, we can put in what? Well, they want us, or I wanted you guys to, not they, whoever made this worksheet, but let's put in our 12 hours here, and let's use our calculator to evaluate. So let me get out of here. Oops, second quit. 15 times 12 plus 60. And when we do that, it would be $240. Okay, so that's sort of a kind of question that you should probably anticipate. One where you have to write the equation of a line. Okay, so let's look at page 24. And we're going to try this question where we have to make a table. So if we look at number 4, it says Jackson is ordering concert tickets for a concert online. He ordered 5 tickets at a cost of $275. Write a linear equation to represent the cost of C for T tickets. So my loves, I'm going to start by writing y equals mx plus b. But remember, if they give us C and T for variables, we have to use those. All right, so let's figure this out. If we have $275 and he bought 5 tickets, we're going to work backwards to find the unit rate, or how much it costs. So $275 divided by 5 means each ticket is $55. So I'm going to write that out a little differently. $55 per, important word, per ticket. That tells us that our our m value is going to be 55 when you have that per, remember? Now, does he have to pay a fee for that? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't mention it. So that means our b value is just going to be 0. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Now you're not done though, my friends. Instead of putting in C, or instead of putting in Y, we're going to put in C. And instead of putting in X, we're going to put in T. So now we can look at our table. So this is our equation, right? Let's fill in our table here. Complete the table of values. 1 ticket we know is going to be $55. We have to work backwards on this one, so let's wait a second. 5 tickets, they already told us was $275. Let me just put my dollar sign. And then to find 10 tickets, we're going to do C equals 55 times 10, which we know is 550. Okay, so how are we going to work backwards? Well, this is sort of like what we did before. If I know that each ticket is $55, I can sort of just say in my head, okay, 55 times 2, well, that's 110. I'm not there yet. 55 times 3, oh, there we go. That's 165. Okay, so now we filled our table in. All right, let me see. I just want to make sure there wasn't anything else that I wanted to cover in here. Nope, that's it. Phew. All right, guys. I hope you have a super day. For homework, please make sure you start a review sheet, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.